Hey friends, it's Steph, and today I'm going to show you how to make my chocolate orange cupcake recipe. This is a favorite of mine around the holidays because it's a little bit nostalgic. It reminds me of those Terry's chocolate oranges I used to get in my stocking from Santa. So first things first, we're going to start with all the wet ingredients into one small mixing bowl. So that's buttermilk, canola oil, or any light vegetable oil, orange juice, and an egg, and then we're going to whisk until it's fully combined. Next is the dry ingredients. We're going to take a sieve and we're going to sift it. I know it's an extra step. It's a little bit annoying, but it's very important, especially if you're like me and you get your cocoa powder in bulk. I get mine from Bulk Barn. It can be a little bit lumpy and we do not want that. So in goes the cocoa powder. I like to use a mix of regular cocoa powder and black cocoa powder. And then flour, sugar, salt, baking soda, baking powder. All get sifted in, and then we whisk it together until it's just combined. You don't want to overmix because that can lead to chewy cupcakes. Last thing we're going to add is a little bit of orange zest. So I zest about half of a large orange and then mix that until it's combined. Then we prep our cupcake pan. I am using a tiny one because it's a small batch recipe, so it only has 6 holes. You can use a 12-hole one and just only fill half of it. So I put cupcake liners in there, I sprayed with canola oil, and now I'm using my cookie dough scooper to put the batter into the cupcake holders because it gives me the exact right portions. I have this scooper linked in my profile if you guys are looking for the size and all the details. Then we put those into the oven. We bake at 350 for about 24 minutes, but you always want to do the toothpick test to check to make sure they're done. While they're baking, we can prep the ganache and the buttercream. So the ganache is my classic ganache recipe, but then I zest in a little bit more of that orange zest to get more of the orange zing. And the buttercream is made according to the instructions in my buttercream recipe and guide, which are available on my website if you guys need the details on that. For assembly of the cupcakes, I take a piping tip, usually the Wilton 1M, and I core out the center of each one, and then I fill it with some of that delicious chocolate orange ganache. And then I fit a piping bag with a piping tip. Can be anyone. I personally, for this one, used one of the Ateco large stars, and just did a swirl going up the middle of the cupcake. For the topping, I have these dried orange slices. They're very easy to make. You just slice. I used a mandarin, so it was small enough. It was the right size. And put them in the oven. It does take a long time because you have to wait till they're fully dried out, but I think they're beautiful and they complement the cupcake perfectly. That's it. That's the whole recipe. It is written out in detail on my website if you guys need the written instructions. Hope you enjoy and happy baking.